administration, who is fighting to rebuild the Democratic Party. She has served herself in the Seattle City Council. She has a background in technology. She's committed to competing every day in every district and building this party for the ground up. I got to spend last weekend with her in Pacific County at a crab feed. I will always remember last weekend as the day that Tina Podlodowski and I gave crabs to all of the Pacific County. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tina Podlodowski, your new state party chair.
How do you top an introduction like that? From crabs just a week ago to steak. So, good evening, I'm Tina Podlodowski. I am the newly elected chair of the Washington State Democrats, and I am so honored to be here today. You know, tonight marks the end of the first 7 weeks on the job as state party chair, and thank you for throwing this amazing celebration to mark that particular occasion. Thank you so much to the Spokane County Democrats for all of your hard work putting this on, and to Bob and Derek and Andrew and so many other great folks who comprise great Democrats around the state of Washington. Now, it's clear to me that the Democratic Party here in Washington State is changing, and that is a good thing. You know what? I am the first female party chair for the Democratic Party in Washington State in over 25 years. I am also the first child of refugees and immigrants to be party chairs. My parents fled Poland after World War II, having lost most of their family members to hatred and discrimination and war. I'm also the first lesbian and the first member of the LGBT community to become the state party chair here in Washington State. And my wife and I have 3 wonderful children, and as is typical in a lesbian family, a badly behaved dog and a station wagon. And I lead this party with my amazing and honorable vice chair, the incredible son of Eastern Washington, a member of the Colville tribe, the CEO of the Spokane tribe, the one, the only, the most honorable man I know, Mr. Joe Picotti. He is the first Native American vice chair in the history of our party. He's only the 6th Native American to sit on the Democratic National Committee, and Joe is an amazing man. Now, I know that I'm the Tina standing between you and the Nina. It seemed funnier when I wrote that, but I just wanted to spend a couple of moments talking about our country, our state, and the Washington Democratic Party. You know what? I am proud to be a Democrat. We are the party of the working class, of students and seniors and veterans, the party of labor, the party of tribal treaty rights and stopping climate change. We're the party of civil rights and voting rights and health care for all and education for all. But Democrats, you know what? This is not the time for polite conversation. It's actually the time for very tough self-reflection. It's beyond fair to say that we've taken our eyes off the prize, one of the fundamental reasons why we exist as a party, protecting our middle class, a middle class of all races, all genders, and all ages. And it's because of that that we lost badly in the last election. And the sad truth is Donald Trump and his minions, well, they have ushered in an era of harassment and intimidation, an era of alternative facts that are nothing but alternative lies. Yep. He has engaged deeply rooted and historic fears in the American psyche. He has uprooted fears about race, fears about class, and fears about gender. He is a con artist who during his campaign said he would rarely leave the White House because there was so much work to do. And what does he do? You know that. He spends his weekends hopping on Air Force One at $200,000 an hour to head to Mar-a-Lago. In fact, Trump's travel and protection and his golf games will cost the American taxpayers $526 million by the end of his term. Now, how many families could we have helped with that money? This is a man who ran as a populist and he's governing as a king and a tyrant. But we can't blame Donald Trump for who he is. But we can blame ourselves for allowing him to be elected. And it's pretty simple. If we want to stop Donald Trump and his henchmen from destroying our democracy, then we need to get organized and we need to do effective action here at home in Washington State right now. After all, it is not their government, it is our government, by and for diverse individuals and families, and for the communities that make up our state and our country. And every day I am inspired by the millions of people marching across our land to defend those shared values. I'm inspired by people like Eric Fergerian, the chair of the Whitman County Democrats, and Jane Guido, who is 80-something years young, a Whitman County volunteer, a former teacher, a lifetime party activist, who has registered more Democratic voters than anyone else in the state of Washington. I'm inspired by people like David Green, chair of the 3rd LD, and Amy Provencio, Washington State's youngest elected officer, vice chair of the 4th LD. I'm inspired by Joyce Weir, a Pend Oreille County Democrat, who offers training in the art of voter registration and presented me with my first voter registration ironing board. And if you don't know what that is, it's an ironing board you can keep in the back of your car. You can get anywhere you go. You set that up as your voter reg podium and you are ready to go. It fits right in the back of your car. And then there's Dallas and Sue Johnson, who created the Working Families Coalition through Northeast Washington. And Mary Lopez, who's a Latina activist with One America and who's working for so many Latino families in Walla Walla, the Tri-Cities, and Yakima. I'm inspired by Sarah Myers, the vice chair of Garfield County, and Richard Laws, the new chair of Assoto County, hoping to rebuild the party from the ground up. And then there's Richard Hayward, I know you're up there, who's running for Clarkson City Council too. But we need more, Democrats. We need to turn our marches and actions into a movement that needs to engage thousands and thousands of volunteers skilled in political action and campaigns for change. We have got to empower people to be activists, and we've got to build a party for the people on our $3 donations, our $7 donations, our $14 donations. This is not a party for corporations or special interests. This is a party for all Americans. So here's our challenge. In the last 20 years, Democrats, we have lost 20 seats in the state legislature. We've lost the majority in the Senate, and we only have a 1-seat lead in the House. We've lost our bench as well. The GOP controls most of the county councils in the state of Washington. 26 for the GOP, 6 for the Democrats, and 7 are split. And as a former Secretary of State candidate, literally, I can talk for hours about how we have ceded local control of elections to GOP county auditors, and those auditors who claim to be Democrats, but who really aren't. Now, in Washington State, we may not have a voter ID law yet, but we still have 1.6 million Washingtonians who are eligible to be registered to vote who are not registered to vote. Those are women, those are people of color, those are young people, those are people who make less than $50,000 a year. We get out there, we register those folks, we turn them out, we will win elections in Washington State. So let's remember, back in 2010 there was redistricting. And Democrats, I think, gave up on Eastern Washington. And you know what? That was a mistake. That was a big mistake. And as party chair, I pledge we're never going to do that again. We left Eastern Washington and we left you with people like Matt Shea, the most conservative member of our legislature and oath keeper, who daily contemplates violent revolution and armed overthrow of our government. We left you with people like Mike Patton, who I swear must think he's a gynecologist from the way he is always up in women's business, trying to defund Planned Parenthood, trying to defund fund women's health care and trying to take away a woman's right to choose. But he is no doctor. No. He's just a guy who wants to control women by any means possible. And we left you with Michael Baumgarten. He told the Supreme Court to pound sand when it ruled that the legislature must act on education funding. And he was the only person in the state legislature to vote against the levy cliff bill that prevented hundreds of millions of dollars from being lost in school funding. He is anti-school, he is anti-teacher, he is anti-education, because that's the only way Michael's getting reelected.